Hello everyone, this is Lord Shadrach speaking. I want to make a new video series in regard to obscure media, which is something I really like because obscure media doesn't get much in the way of discussion. And for me, obscure media is a great conversation starter because you actually see people are interested in what you have to say. And for this episode, I want to discuss one of my favorite films of all time. It was created as a public-funded project by the Canadian equivalent of PBS, and that organization's name escapes me right now, but for those of you who don't know of this film, in fact, it's so obscure that the only two places you would have ever heard about it is if, number one, you lived in Canada in the early 80s or saw it on the Sci-Fi Channel rendering of Mystery Science Theater 3000 in the late 90s. Now, the film in question is called Overdrawn at the Memory Bank. It stars Raul Julia as this lowly office worker by the name of Aram Fingal. And every single day, his job is the same thing. Typing in reports. It's just typing away, basically. He's just typing away at his computer. And the thing is, eventually, Aram Fingal finds a way to get into his computer's mainframe and uncover cinemas. Yes, in this dystopian society, films are banned, and only the chairman of this corporation has access to them. And apparently, what happens is Aram Fingal starts trying to watch Casablanca, which is a very great film. I've not seen it in its entirety, and I want to do that, but that's another topic for another day. But anyways, Aram Fingal is busted and he has to go see his work psychologist about seeing movies on his computer screen. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. That's what happens. So he goes over, and long story short, he ends up stuck in the computer. And while they're trying to get him out, he starts living his Casablanca fantasies. Yes, that's what happens. Now, I know a lot of people may roll their eyes at the idea of the storyline itself, but think about it. Number one, who hasn't watched movies or videos on the computer at work? Who hasn't? In this day and age, that's practically what just about everyone does. No one is willing to admit it, though, but it's there. It's not a secret. In fact, it's an open secret. And I'm sure quite a lot of us are guilty of it. But here's another thing to consider. The very fact that I really like about this film that resonates with a lot of us. In this film, Overdrawn at the Memory Bank, Aram Fingal wants to live out his Casablanca fantasy. He wants to live as though he's part of this movie that he really enjoys called Casablanca. Now, I'm quite certain a lot of us would want to live out our fantasies. We all want to live out our fantasies in our favorite video games, comic books, films, television shows, novels, the entire thing. In fact, the whole 9 yards, I should say. And it's practically a given that we all want to escape into our fantasies because real life is mundane, real life is boring, real life is routine. And who doesn't want to break out of the routine? Who doesn't want to do something new and exciting every single day with our favorite heroes, or part of something greater than ourselves, be it saving the day or traversing the galaxy or going to a mystical world? That's one of the reasons why this film resonated with me, is that I could relate so much with Aram Fingal. It was uncanny because I myself would like to go into the fictional worlds of my favorite video games and films and movies and what have you. However, I also want to go into my own imaginations and my own worlds and stuff. But I realize, that's not going to ever happen because of obvious reasons, and that's another topic for another day. But still, I'm quite certain anyone that watches this video or listens to this video, and if you've gotten this far, congratulations, but we all want to go in our fantasies. We all want to live in our fantasies, and we all want to see ourselves as the main character that saves the day. Now, I know I said something before in a video about I wish real life was more like an anime, and I still do in a way, but in essence, I understand that there's a lot of risks that come with living in these worlds and everything. But that's the thing, a lot of people want to embrace escapism, but the thing is that they need to understand and realize that it comes with a lot of risk. It comes with a lot of risk. Everyone who wants to think that they're going to be on Star Trek and they're going to be a captain, you might end up being just another red shirt who bites the dust 5 minutes into the adventure. That's something to really consider, because a lot of people want to think and they want to imagine what they have. They want to pretend that there's something greater. But here's something to consider. The vast majority of everyone that lives in these fictional worlds are just mundane, everyday people like you and me. Now, that's something to think about. But still, everyone wants to escape in their fantasies. But the thing is this, you got to have a fine balance between what's real and what's not, because all this fantasy is just escapism. Now me, I try to turn the mundane into the extraordinary because I want to feel greater than what I am, because I know for a fact I'll never be able to live out my life as if I am the central character of my own film unless I'm in Hollywood, but still, it's something that we're all guilty of doing. And when it came to Aram Fingal in this movie, Overdrawn at the Memory Bank, he gets an opportunity of a lifetime when he's actually able to live out his Casablanca fantasy. And that's one of the great things about this film. Yes, it was obscure. Yes, in many ways it was awful. I mean, ask the crew of Mystery Science Theater 3000. They'll tell you how crazy it was. But that's beside the point. The point I'm making is that Aram Fingal actually got to do something in this film that a lot of us would kill to do. And that's live out our movie fantasies. Anyways, what do you think of Overdrawn at the Memory Bank? What do you think of this great film? I'm going to post a link below to where you can find it. I'm even going to have a link to where someone uploaded it from Mystery Science Theater 3000, and you could watch it for yourself, either as the original film or as an episode of Mystery Science Theater 3000. It's entirely up to you. But until then, if you really do get a chance to check out this film, please, please, for the love of all that is good and great, please watch Overdrawn at the Memory Bank. I know you'll riff into it as well, but if you actually watch it as a film based on its own merits, you'll find out it's actually a great film. Trust me, I did. And that is a film right there, Overdrawn at the Memory Bank, that I would love to see remade, because it really deserves a remake. Hopefully by then, a remake of Overdrawn at the Memory Bank will give it new life and the audience it desperately needs, and above all else, the ability to show the film as it was meant to be shown and seen. Sincerely, this is Lord Shadrach signing off.